Hi there. How are you doing today? It's a really dark and dreary day here in upstate New York. So I have relocated from my office, which is very dark, to my kitchen, which is a little bit lighter. So I hope you can see me. You're getting a different angle on my kitchen today. Today I want to talk about where to find vintage and antiques for resale, where to find merchandise for your vintage and antique business. I have 15 different places that I'm going to talk about. So the first place on my list is one of my favorites. Many of you know this, and that is garage sales. Okay. Great place to buy vintage and antiques. I've been buying there for over 20 years. I make my list of garage sales that I'm going to go out. So Thursday night, I'm making my list for Friday morning. I look first for town-wide garage sales. I love town-wide garage sales in small towns or in rural towns because I feel like I tend to find some of those great things that someone in the question just asked about, galvanized things, architectural pieces. Hi, Karen. I'll make sure you get a copy. So look for town-wide. Next, I look for neighborhood garage sales, right? So the more garage sales that you can hit at one time, the smarter you are, right? You're going to hit more garage sales in a limited period of time than if you have to drive around to them. So you're looking for town-wide, neighborhood. Look to see if in the advertisement, wherever you're looking, are you looking in the newspaper? You're looking at yardsales.net? You're looking on Facebook Marketplace? Look and see, are they listing vintage items for sale? Look at the photos that they're posting and to see if there is any vintage there. So if I'm looking at a garage sale and none of the pictures show anything with any age at all, I will not go to that garage sale unless I see something there that I want personally, right? So you need to take some time to look at the sales that you're going to and make some decisions based on what you see or what they're listing for sale, okay? So garage sales is number one. Number two is estate sales. I've said this before. For years, I didn't go to estate sales. For years, the prices were just too out of my reach, right? They did not allow me to make 4 times my cost or even 10 times my cost, right? So I didn't go. Now, with baby boomers starting to pass away, there are more and more estate sales, and people are choosing that as a route to dispose of their inheritances. So prices have really gone down. In the same way that we can't make the same amount on certain items, neither can the estate sale professionals. So prices are much more reasonable now. And then I like to pick the junkier estate sales to go to first, because when you go to an estate sale that is literally jam-packed with merchandise, the people who are holding that sale are going to be more open to giving you bundle deals and lower prices because they have so much inventory to get rid of in a very short period of time. Right? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. By Sunday, they want it to be all gone or mostly gone. All right. So with estate sales, you want to look for junkier estate sales. You want to check out those photos on estatesale.net or on Craigslist or on Facebook Marketplace. You want to see if they have the sort of items that you're looking for. If there are, sometimes they show items with price tags on them. So I look or I zoom in to see if I can see what some of the prices are, and that will give me an idea of the price range for the whole entire sale, okay? So the other thing about estate sales is learn the companies that are putting on the sales that have the good prices that you like. So for example, here in my area, upstate New York, there's a company called Access. They have really reasonable prices, and I love the staff. They are super nice. Get to know the staff, right? Because becoming friends with them is going to put you in a really good position when you decide to make a large purchase or to purchase a large number of items, okay? So learn who has the best prices, but also look for the estate sales held by private families. In my area, it's called private. If it says private, it means that it is not an estate sale company that's holding the estate sale. And so in that case, they don't always know how to price things as well as they should, or they're much more willing to make, bundle sales, things like that. So those are some of the things to look for with estate sales. And in this flyer, I have links to all kinds of blog posts that I have on the topic, but also to outside resources that can really help you. All right, so first is garage sales, second is estate sales, third is curbside. So especially if you're just starting out in the business or you don't have a lot of cash in your pocket, use your eagle eye superpower to watch out for any free curbside junk piles that might be out there in your neighborhood or in someone else's neighborhood. Get to know what garbage night is for certain areas where you think that you might find a lot of things. Make sure your friends know that you're always interested in junk piles of free things, so they'll alert you to piles in their neighborhood, right? Oh, the other thing is that on Facebook Marketplace, people are starting to more and more take photos of their free curbside junk and alert you to come on over and pick through it and get whatever you want. I just stopped, my husband had the eagle eyes this time. We stopped on the side of the road and I picked up 2 frames. I like to frame vintage flags and resell them. I picked up 2 frames that are going to be good for that. I picked up one of those metal file holders that allow you to, stand your files up. Those cost like $20 or $25. I got one of those and a whole bunch of terracotta pots that have the white kind of crustiness on the outside that I always look for. It's the minerals from the water kind of seeping through the terracotta. Anyway, that was all free. Some for resale, some for me to keep. Awesome. Garage sales, estate sales, curbside. Number 4 is flea markets. I love a good flea market. It's the same idea as a townwide garage sale or neighborhood garage sale where you have all of these people selling in one place. Now, what I do at flea markets, I like to kind of run through the whole flea market if I can. I'm in search of that one booth or 2 or 3 booths that have the prices, the low prices that I'm looking for, right? So flea marketers sometimes are selling junk and sometimes are selling stuff way too high at prices. I might want to look at it just because I'm interested, but if I'm going to a flea market to find items to resell, I want to find those booths that have the prices that are in the right general area so that I can make a profit off of them. So that's my little tip on flea markets. I keep track of annual flea markets and I keep track of flea markets that are held monthly if it's a flea market that I really like. Okay, so that's the top, what I consider to be the top 4 best places to look for vintage and antiques. Number 5 is thrift stores. Not because I have found so much there, but because in the winter, for those of you who have winter, which we absolutely have winter here, the places that you can go and buy become very limited, and thrift stores are one of the places. Now, what I've noticed is that with coronavirus, Salvation Army in particular seems to have lowered their prices, and they have more days where items of a certain color tag are half off. Believe it or not, the one thing that I have found at thrift stores to resell are some clothing, things like Pendleton, things made by Pendleton out of 100% wool, certain just certain names and certain brands that are highly collectible. Occasionally you find a unique item that they overlooked, that they, you know, priced lower than they normally would have, and that's always great. It's the thrill of the hunt that you're trying to meet that need, right, during the winter. So that's why thrift stores are number 5. Number 6 is Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. I, in the past, have not bought a lot of items off of either of those sites, but I am starting to buy more off Facebook Marketplace. I've bought several pieces of furniture that I chalk painted and resold in my booth or resold on Facebook Marketplace. I recently bought a collection of holiday postcards. I got over 100 postcards for $25. They are beautiful. I also recently bought a basket full of butter pats. I believe there were 41 butter pats and I got them for $20. So I think it pays, especially with Facebook Marketplace, which I find very easy to scroll through, easier for some reason than Craigslist. But scroll through. Also, you need to keep in mind that if you see something on Facebook Marketplace at a good price, you need to jump on it immediately. And that's how I got those 2 items recently, the butter pats and the postcards. And I know that there had several inquiries after mine. So you need to act on it quickly, right away. Okay, that was number 6. Number 7 is church and school sales. So a lot of churches and schools will hold an annual garage sale. That's where lots of families are contributing items to the sale. It's very important to get to those sales as early as possible because a lot of people attend them for the same reason that you want to go. So you want to get there as early as possible. Church and school sales. This is a category I call destination garage sales. So for what I'm referring to there are like large annual sales that pull in a lot of sellers. And so a best example for me of this is the world's largest garage sale in Warrensburg, New York, which is about an hour and a half north of me, and I attend every year, not holding it this year, unfortunately, because of the virus. There are also the multiple mile long sales that run through different states, like in the Midwest. I hear other bloggers talking about them. I'm so jealous. Someday I would like to hit one of those. So destination garage sales, put those on your calendar and get to them. It's a lot of merchandise in a smaller area, or smallish area. Okay, number 9 is friends. I have a lot of friends who don't know what to do with some of their collectibles. They love them, but their children don't want them, and so they pass them on to me, and I am happy to take them. I do not buy from friends. I don't feel comfortable setting prices, and also 9 times out of 10, what I'm being given or what I'm being offered is not something I would buy, right? We have to be so really focused on the things that are actually going to sell. And so to have to say no to a friend because I don't like what they're offering makes me a little uncomfortable. But I will take their free things. And if they are things that I can't sell, I just pass them right on to Salvation Army or Goodwill. Or I take out what I think can sell and then pass the rest on, or maybe give it to somebody, a friend or a family member who might need that item. Okay, so number 9 is friends. Number 10 is online, eBay or on Etsy. And I'll be honest with you, I have not made a large number of purchases off of Etsy and eBay, but some people really enjoy scouring Etsy or scouring eBay for those great deals, and they are out there. So I suggest you look for 2 things. One is look for lots. That's LOTS. A lot of earrings, or a lot basically meaning a collection. And so often if you buy 10 pairs of earrings, you can get them for $2 a pair, versus if they were listed separately, they might go for $10, right? So there are some lots on eBay and Etsy that you can buy that allow enough room for you to make a profit, right? That's the whole bottom line. You need room to make a profit. The other thing is to look for unusual ways that an item might be described. So somebody who doesn't know exactly what they have, how would they describe that item? What are the words that they would use? And search for those words, and you might find some treasures that way. So that was number 10, online, eBay and Etsy. Number 11 is antique shops and malls. This is very similar to a flea market, where you realize going in that the prices are probably going to be very high in most booths, but that there will probably also be 1 or 2 or 3 booths where items are priced low enough for you to make purchases and make a profit. I find that to be true in almost every antique mall I've ever been in. So what I do is I go in and I do a circuit of the entire antique mall, or a portion of it, and look for those booths that have lower prices. And I have bought a number of things that way. That was number 11. Number 12 is auctions, live auctions, not eBay auctions, but live auctions. I used to attend them all the time. I love a good auction. I don't have the time sort of commitment that I want to, commit to that now. So I don't go to them very often, but they can be extremely profitable depending on the company that you choose, the company that is promoting or holding the auction, right? There are high-end auction houses, middle auction houses, and lower end. Most of them put pictures online, so you can sort of get an idea of what's available. I would always go to the pre-sale. What's that called? The pre-sale. The time before the auction, when you can go and look at what's being offered. So often that would be an hour or 2 or 3 hours before the sale itself. So I would go early to the sale so I could see what was being offered, take notes on the things that I saw that I liked and that were in perfect condition, and then I would bid on those. I also recommend staying until the very end, because the items that are offered at the very end often go for much less. There are fewer people bidding and the auctioneer is tired. So that was number 12, auctions. Number 13 is advertising. Now that we can advertise things on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or other places, we can advertise and say you specialize in jewelry, always buying, costume and fine jewelry, or if you're looking for furniture from a certain period, that sort of thing. You can list that on Facebook Marketplace. Say ISO, in search of, and then whatever it is that you're interested in. You can also advertise in a newspaper. That gets to be pretty costly though, or in some of the antique magazines. This is not a method that I have tried myself. If you've tried this, I would love to hear about it in the comments. So that was number 13. You can advertise for things that you're looking for. 14 is antique shows. There are fewer and fewer of those being held in my area. I don't know what it's like in your area, but this is very similar to antique malls or flea markets. You kind of want to walk through the show and find the dealers that are offering items in the right price range for you, and then treat the rest like a museum or a learning experience. And then the last source for buying vintage and antiques is Adirondack Girl at Heart. I sell on my blog and I sell on eBay and Etsy, and I have been told by many people that I have lower prices than some other sellers. And hi Lily. And I run sales very often, 20 to 25% off at different times of the year. So that was just 15 proven places to buy vintage and antiques. I hope that was helpful. If you're interested in getting a copy of this flyer, go ahead. Hi Diana. Go ahead and let me know in the comments that you would like a copy of this, and I will make sure that you get it. Also, if you have other places that you like to buy vintage and antiques or find them, let me know in the comments. I would like to add them to the list at some point. So long and happy hunting.